Valley Sports here, Los Angeles, California. John Salley graces us with his presence. Brother, what's going on?
I am grand and happy to be here, looking out for TK's joint. Last year I coached, I won. This year they didn't want me to win.
So you got bragging rights.
I do. I usually have bragging rights no matter where I go. I'm bragging about something. Let me just say though.
Yes.
For a guy with some girth, you put it together.
Listen,
Last
man.
night you looked good. I just didn't want to get on that red carpet. It wasn't paying.
Listen, man, I'm glad that you can grace us with your presence because your words carry weight. Last time we talked, the blogs ran with everything you said.
Yeah, I know how to do sound bites, and I'm saying something worthwhile listening to.
So with that, in the spirit of saying something worthwhile listening to, let me ask you a question. Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, yes.
Are you a fan?
I am a fan.
Tell me more.
And this is why. I'm a fan because he's coming in from France. I'm a fan because he's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's height. Nowhere close to the talent of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But some of his skill sets are that of a shorter fella. So the fact that he can build onto it, he got here early to do it, changes everything.
When you bring in a guy like that, to me, in my mind, the last time I saw height like that was when LeBron came in 2003. Do you see that comparison as far as height goes?
No, I only see LeBron was an unbelievable phenom, and I said I had literally apologized to LeBron because I thought Carmelo Anthony should have been the number one pick, and then I still, I love Carmelo, but LeBron proved to be the king. And I was like, maybe I should have not said that and just waited and saw. But I really, when I see a guy like Victor, I start thinking once he gets strong, because everybody wanted me to put on muscle, and my muscle is narrow and thin, like the rope of a bridge. That's what I used to tell him. I said, you don't see no big fat ropes on the bridge. You see thin. So I think once his body develops, he develops into this lifestyle of America. Plus, everybody got to pay attention that this kid is a kid, and he's going to be thrown up into everything. So I really look out for him. He's in the right place, being down there with Popovich too.
Zion Williamson is young. A lot of criticism for a lot of things that didn't have anything to do with basketball. In my mind, I think he still has a lot more basketball to be played, and he has a chance to prove a lot of people wrong.
Who's Zion?
Zion. What do you like about him, and do you see that line of thinking?
I like that he played in the ACC. I don't like that he played at Duke, but I like that he was in the ACC. And this things, like he said, had nothing to do with basketball. Well, when you become a professional athlete, everything becomes part of that profession. Your intake of food, your workout regimen, your hangout regimen, your mentality of study. When you're an NBA player, the only thing you should do is think about the best thing for being an NBA player. It wasn't Zion's fault with the weight gain. The reason he was going to get hurt is because we play 15 games a month in the NBA. They play 30 games a year in college. Mm-hmm. So in 2 months, he had played a college career. And he's playing against heavier people. The flights are different. The environment is different. I wanted to get down there, but it wasn't his fault because the Western diet is what everybody believes works, and it doesn't.
No, plant-based.
Plant-based and time, and literally how you put things in your body. What is in your water? Do you have time for any sugary drinks? Do you have time for any fast food? Not when you're trying to be a Formula One car. You only have time for octane. Mm-hmm. If you want to be a clunker, you can eat the other stuff.
You played in Detroit with Isiah Thomas and them back in the day, Dennis Rodman and more. Who is the modern day Dennis Rodman?
There is none. Dennis is from a planet just outside my planet, but it's the outskirt planet.
Okay.
There is no other Dennis Rodman. There has never been in the NBA a specimen of him, the thought process, and the ability to be in the pros after only playing 5 years of basketball.
Why do you think Pistons Hall of Famer Isiah Thomas is so disrespected by many people?
Because it was a false narrative. Isiah took the fall when they said he didn't want to give the ball to Michael, which when you watch that game, he gave the ball to Michael the whole time. Michael and I had the same agent, and at times he wanted me not to like Isiah. It was a personal thing. But there's no reason for that to be like that. I just don't understand, because he is a really good guy, one of my favorite people.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are a team on the come up with guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, and then you got Chet Holmgren that is coming back. Do you like this team?
I do. And it's funny, I just started getting back into watching, but I like teams that have a mixture of people who want to be great. I was on a team, the Detroit Pistons, and we had so many characters, but each person was great and determined. And I said we had the best and the most focused team in the NBA.
Donovan Mitchell returns to the Cavs this season. The Cavs lost to the Knicks in the playoffs. Did that surprise you?
Well, I think it was important for the league for the Knicks to win. Mm-hmm. And one player never makes a whole team great.
No.
Kobe didn't do it. Michael didn't do it. LeBron didn't do it. D-Wade didn't do it. Shaq didn't do it. Magic didn't do it. It cannot, even though you have a star on the team. Think about it, on the Detroit Pistons, we had Isiah Thomas, and they thought that was it. But then the MVP went to Joe Dumars. Bill Lambert was an all-star. Dennis Rodman was an all-star. It developed into that.
Okay, so you said one player doesn't make a team great. I'll take that and raise you this. If the Miami Heat were somehow able to get Damian Lillard on their team, would that change the trajectory of their chances of making it back to the Eastern Conference Finals?
They made it to the finals without him. And it wasn't sheer luck. It was that the year before, it was that argument with Jimmy Butler and Haas and acting like they wanted to fight. It was Jimmy Butler putting that team on his back and going all the way to the finals as best as he could. Damian Lillard changes the way you 100% prepare for that team. It's still only one basketball.
Last question. Anthony Edwards is a problem. That wasn't the question. My question is, have you gotten a chance to watch Anthony Edwards? What do you make of his game?
No, I haven't gotten a chance to delve in and speak intelligently. I used to fly off, remembering some highlights. Didn't work for me. I don't take these words lightly. I don't say anything for an effect. I literally, if I'm speaking to somebody, it's usually positive. So I have to be in a better form.
Well, I'm gonna pick up my spare on the bowling alley before we go. Dwight Howard
is the best thing ever to come out of Atlanta. I love that cat. He was so smart in what he did in Taiwan. This is what's funny. China is very, very, very important to the NBA. And for him to play in Taiwan, while they have their little spiff going on, is something. But I really think Dwight improved his understanding of this world by going over and playing in another place, embracing it, showing his charismatic way of being. I think it really was a good move on his point.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
Well, I'm in the Hall of Fame 4 times.
That's your final answer?
That's my final answer.
All right, brother. I appreciate your time.
Always. Stay alive. Go vegan.
Yes, sir.